One of the narratives is that as a female, you have plenty of time. So you can, and you're having people who are much older than they used to be attempting to get pregnant. So I'm wondering if you're getting the message that age is irrelevant.
I've been encouraged to wait until after I get through college to start thinking about marriage, kids, family, all that sort of thing. But I was talking to my mom last night, who got married at 20, and she was saying how one of my younger cousins is like, oh, when I'm 20, that's around the time I'm gonna settle down.
Wow.
So I'm just curious that I'm on the college track, she is not. So what are the different messages that we're getting?
You have to wait until you're done with college, and then you have to wait until you get a job, and then after you get a job, you have to wait until you're on a career path.
Yeah.
And then by that point, you're creeping up to 30, and then it's oh, I have to have a kid before I'm 30, because everyone's don't wait till you're 30. So you have between 28 and 30.
We're getting upon the point where the younger me thought that I'd be doing both these things at the same time, and it's making me a little panicky about that, but I don't know. I don't know if my views have changed that much about having a career and having a family at the same time as opposed to doing them separately.
What are ARTs? What did you get out of this? What did you learn about them? Was there anything new that surprised you? It's not just creating families in new ways.
ARTs are assistive reproductive technologies, and I found it very interesting to see that although there are a lot of options in terms of ARTs, there aren't necessarily a lot of realistic and or affordable options. And especially what I found very interesting was how a lot of these clinics will advertise their successful pregnancy rates, but live birth rates, and how those aren't necessarily relative to pregnancy rates.
You can be diagnosed as medically infertile after a year of attempting to conceive with unprotected sex. At least that's the epidemiologic definition of infertility.
All these technologies, what are they about? They're getting you a genetically related child. That's what is going on here. So some of what's to figure out here is why is that so important?
We don't put priority on putting children back with their families when they've been put in foster care. If we're going for permanence, we don't put, and I just thought that was really interesting. The priority you can put on having your own genetic child and then not wanting other people to have theirs back. I just thought that was really interesting.
It's interesting because that puts even more of a price tag on how much you can afford, how much you can afford these kinds of technologies, and how much they very much are classed and raced and very much only available to a certain kind of people who can afford and who do fit the bill of the ideal candidate.
How many people here know somebody who was conceived through either IVF or some form of assisted reproductive technologies? I think it's Facebook and Twitter, is it? They're offering egg freezing, to their female employees as a perk, right? You get 3 weeks of vacation and you can freeze your eggs, which is a different, so it's sort of a message to say, you don't have to hurry. You can save your eggs for that time when you feel like you do want to be a mom. So I'm sort of
Talk about a bonus. Yeah, talk about a bonus.
well, we're very interested to know what you all think of this.